This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah!
With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
And David Double D Dykstra.
And welcome in to the greatest wrestling internet show we got here at Illinois Media School. It's the only one, but it's the best one.
You didn't have to tell them that. Yeah. You could have just went the best internet show, period.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling wise.
Well, it is. I'm too truthful. That's my gimmick. That's not my gimmick. That is my gimmick.
No
gimmicks. Nick Johnston, Double D, David Dykstra, right here. Ready to roll for Bad Karma Wrestling. We got a rundown as usual. Got a jam-packed NXT. Holy cow, the names galore to go through there. A little bit of Grand Slam recap. Got our girl Toni Storm as the new four-time AEW Women's Champion, by the way, on that one.
Breaking records left and right.
Absolutely.
Put her in the ring. Put her in the ring with Mercedes.
Yes.
I dare you. I dare you.
Russell circles around her. And then finally, we'll enter Scotty's world with possibly some rumored WrestleMania matches. Taking a big leap forward there, but that's okay. We're looking ahead. That's what we do.
That's fine.
Exactly. Absolutely.
We'll let the marks mark.
Yes. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get ready to roll then. Let's talk a little WWE. Let's talk NXT in particular. Unpacking a jam-packed NXT from Tuesday night. Ricky Saints. We got Moose, and now a challenge to what they thought was the best tag team in Fraxium. No. It is the Hardy Boys going to be showing up next week. Next week on NXT of all times. What was your biggest takeaway from this, like I said, this jam-packed NXT?
Thank God. Thank God Moose finally shows up in NXT. Long overdue. The guy's been killing it for at least 5 years now. Deserves to be seen on a bigger stage. I hope this is going to happen at Stand and Deliver. It might happen at TNA Genesis. It needs to happen somewhere, though.
From what I understand, Moose and Obafemi, the current North American champion. Moose is the X Division champion for TNA. Gonna be going head to head. That is just gonna be, more meat mania as the trend kind of continues on. That's very exciting. Exactly right. Moose has been under the radar. Should have been on WWE, AEW a long time ago, and just hasn't in any sort of way. Maybe just loves the paycheck that TNA.
I think he fits WWE a little bit more than AEW, just with his style.
Oh, I mean, if again 5-6 years ago, Vince McMahon would have been salivating at the idea of putting Moose on. That's the build. That's the mold that he wants for his superstars. And like I said, the fact that he hasn't had an opportunity up until now is kind of crazy. But here we go. Moose finally in action on NXT. And like I said, that was just one of the big pieces right there for sure. Ricky Saints signing his official NXT contract, then being met by, Ethan Page.
All ego, baby.
All ego. So again, Rampage is back. You thought it was canceled. Rampage is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's now on Tuesdays if you want to catch that. But then following that, it was Wes Lee coming in to confront,
which I
Ricky
absolutely
Saints.
love. Wes Lee, once again, was put in a. You and I think we kind of talked about it. Put in a very difficult position where his tag team partner for multiple years got fired for WWE for being an idiot. Let's just call it what it is. He's now, gotten better, and Zach, I can't remember his last name off the top of my head. But anyway, then they put him on a singles run, and to be quite honest, there for a while, he was killing it as the North American champion for NXT, beating everybody. So I like it. If that's Ricky's first, listen, if you want Wes Lee to be the litmus test for NXT, I'm okay with that.
Speaking of litmus tests, litmus test. Whatever. What you just said. AJ Styles returns, and it is against who else but Dominic Mysterio. When I saw that graphic, I immediately thought of you. I almost called you, but I'm like, never mind. It's like 8 o'clock. He's already in bed.
I'm asleep.
So
I'm an old man.
I can't. I can't anymore. But no, I mean, we're kind of also overlooking the name change. I mean, we reacted all week, but this is our opportunity to get our opinion out now. Ricky Saints, what is from Saints to Starks? Are you going to dead name him like I will, or are you going with Saints?
Once he explained why he picked Saints, I was like, okay, that makes sense. This to me, though, when I first heard it, was, okay, are we in a movie?
Yeah.
Are we doing a TV show? What? But once he explained it, because of his New Orleans roots, all those things, I like it.
Yeah.
It means if it means something to him, he'll be able to take it somewhere.
Yeah. It's going to take probably some getting used to. I don't know if I'll ever really maybe get around to it fully, but I'm not again, it's not really something to get all worked up about, like Saints, Starks. Like I said, it'll be, people still call Edge Cope Edge, so it's just
100%.
It's gonna stay that way. So I kind of think it's an extra step, but Ricky Saints, like you said, with the added New Orleans background and everything, it's fine. That makes some, as long as it actually kind of somewhat makes sense, and as long as it's not like one of those new trademark names, like, oh my God, it's Mason Holiday or whatever the hell they were gonna come up with. So that's fine. Finally, the Hardy Boys making their NXT debut. Any thoughts, questions, concerns there?
It should have been against a bigger tag team.
Yeah. I don't want to sound
boys trying to get over. I get it, but they're gonna job to the Hardy Boys, which will be a feel good moment for everybody in the NXT arena. Is
that guy that challenged him? Is he deaf?
Yes, I believe he's a guy who
had hearing impairment. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm just, I can hear, you can understand it, you can hear it. I'm not trying to take a shot at him. I was trying to understand. Okay, that makes
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't. I mean, again, it's gonna be tough for that to get over. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a little bit of an obstacle there for some people. But I mean, if you haven't put on a good show in the ring, you'll get over with me. So I don't care.
Well, we both know that they'll outrun Matt. So
yeah,
there's that.
Very, very true there. Very true. But even on the TNA side of things, this is, you gotta go back and forth. You gotta be 50-50.
You're forgetting about another debut, sir.
What are we talking?
You're forgetting about another in-ring debut.
What did I miss?
Jordan Grace.
Oh, that's right. Yes, the Jordan Grace at the very end comes in and
No. She had her first match.
Yeah.
And go in.
Won her first match. The ending picture of her, Stephanie Varquer and Julia, gotcha.
In between them both.
Yes.
Which title does she go for?
Some are speculating with that. Some are also making the comparisons like, is this the new 4 Horsewomen type deal?
Oh, don't do that.
They want to. Oh, they want to. If you have an inkling, they're going to run wild with it.
No. See, here's the problem with that. The original 4 Horsewomen, you ain't touching that. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're just not. All of them, multi-time heavyweight champions. Becky Lynch, you could still argue, maybe just right underneath Rhea Ripley is most beloved female wrestler in WWE.
Yeah.
You've got the icon that is Charlotte Flair. Whether you love her or hate her, you're going to have to learn to live with it.
Absolutely.
Diamonds are forever. You also have, I mean, you can say what you want, but right now, Mercedes Moné holds 4 titles in AEW, in New Japan, in Rev Pro, and is it CMLL?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed that I even knew that.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. I'm done for the day.
Right off the rip.
My head hurts. I'm good.
Yeah.
What?
To your point about Obafemi versus Moose being at Stand and Deliver, I think what they're doing is to do Fraxium and the Hardy Boys at Stand and Deliver, and then maybe the Hardy Boys there in the same weekend.
Are you
could
gonna
have another show up at WrestleMania?
Are you gonna have the Hardy Boys job to Fraxium?
Oh, of course.
That's a horrible decision.
Yeah. I don't know.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I can't believe they've held on to the titles this long.
That's true.
Best tag team in the game right now.
Stop!
No.
Stop! DIY is better. Motor City Machine Guns are better.
No.
Yes, by far.
The Good Brothers are better.
Mark.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Like I said, you gotta keep this relationship, this partnership, nice and as balanced as possible, and they're trying to do that. As in TNA the next night or on Thursday, this past day, Obafemi was on. We also saw the debut of the Colognes, Primo and Epico, and then also the debut of Elijah, formerly known as Elias, who went on to have a concert with Joe Hendry. So you know,
wait a minute. No, it wasn't Ezekiel?
No, and it wasn't.
It wasn't Elias?
No, there's 3 of them now. Yeah, we got triplets. Unbelievable. But yeah, no, is this like a nice fair balance across both shows where
I think it's a great thing. I mean, great. TNA now can bring back some of the guys that got released from WWE because of money issues or wanting to sign people to bigger contracts, whatever it may be.
there's no way that's money issues. They make record-breaking money every month, every year, every quarter. So they can't sit there and say poor. Like there's no way.
To me, this is a nice way for those guys who didn't get over. Like Elias, at one time, John Cena was talking about working with him because he loved him. Now, see, here's the one person that I want to see TNA sign. And I don't know if you know who this is. The Velveteen Dream needs to be signed by TNA.
Needs to be?
Listen, he's come out, said he's made mistakes. He has paid for those mistakes and said that he's very sorry for those mistakes. He was in a bad place.
Yeah.
Everyone, unless you murder or do naughty things to people physically, should get another chance.
Yes.
That being said, no physical contact was ever between those two. Was it wrong of him to reach out to a minor? Absolutely. But listen, that dude's got skills that are unreproached. Yeah. And he's back in the indies trying to make a name for himself again. Will they do it? Probably not. But I'm willing to give him a second chance and see if he's learned something. Just like I'm willing to give Enzo a second chance.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. You know, he did have his match a while back when on his indie scene. It was like his indie debut back from not too long ago. Mixed reaction, both in the actual physical crowd and the online response to it. So it'd be a chance. It'd be maybe a risk, but I mean they already have Tessa Blanchard out there. So
and she's vehemently hated by that entire.
Which I love this new chant that the wrestling community came up with. They put whatever your name is, we coming for you. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Hulk Hogan. It's so great.
Booker T was audibly laughing out loud.
Yes.
Audibly laughing out loud.
Okay, so like I said, I bring up this idea of a fair balance of the two shows. Like, scratch their back, scratch ours type deal. From reports that I'm seeing, Slammiversary, which is TNA's WrestleMania, this is TNA's Double or Nothing, stagnant in sales. So far, this partnership, at least on the TNA side of things, hasn't really seen that boost that they were trying to see in any of their live events or anything like that. However, I do see the benefit still in maybe having TNA in the Full Sail Arena. Again, that can give you
They're getting more eyes on.
Yes.
And I think the more eyes on, the better.
Yes.
Because, unless you're junkies like us, the people in the NXT arena went ape, but they're like us.
Yeah.
But your average Joe is going, who's Moose? Why is everybody going crazy?
Yeah. But there was no video package. How do I know who this is?
It's freaking Moose.
Yeah. Moose. There we go. So like I said, we'll see again later on down the weeks, months to come as this partnership grows. Let's talk a little Michael Cole. Michael Cole was on Impulsive everyone's favorite podcast that isn't Bad Karma Wrestling, of course. He had an interesting little quote. We're not professional wrestling anymore. We haven't been for many years when talking about the Netflix deal. Does that sting? How do you feel about a statement like that? I can read the full quote.
I
if you
think
like.
I think it's gone from professional wrestling to sports entertainment back to a good mixture of both now for WWE.
This is all my children from a 360-degree angle at this point. That's all this is. They got the Raw formula for the past, and you can stop me if I'm wrong, the past like 8 weeks has been two guys that somewhat have a problem with each other come out and talk for 15, 20 minutes, and then we get a 5-minute commercial break, and then we maybe and after like 3 different segments of, this past week on, they showed for whatever reason Daniel Cormier and his crew getting ready for something. Like, okay, why? What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. So to say it's a nice balance, I'm gonna have to stop you right there in your tracks and say,
Okay, so
no.
Penta and Pete Dunne wasn't a good match.
No, it was.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm saying the balance of, hey, we need to have wrestling on a wrestling show as opposed to all this extra added garbage. I don't know. I'd rather have that.
We vehemently disagree.
And Penta and them, they only went for like, maybe 10 minutes. So
10 to 15.
This is the same guy that watched a 25-minute promo between MJF and Hangman this week, but he's complaining about a 20-minute one from
and it went
WWE.
long. And it went long, but it still kept my interest. Because again, you talk about, and this is also the thing. AEW doesn't do storylines. AEW doesn't do storylines. Finally, you're focusing on a storyline. Here it is right in front of your face, and then you go, that took too long. I don't understand. Why doesn't AEW have storylines? They do. You're just not paying attention. You're just ignorant.
It was an average promo, dude.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not
For
saying
the length that it was an average freaking promo.
I wasn't saying give them an Oscar. I'm just saying it's moving storyline.
That's fine.
That's what you're supposed to do. Again, when the constant claims is they don't have storylines, you're just being lazy. You're not watching the product, and you're just not watching.
This one's been a nice little build for them. I'll give them that.
It's been a great build.
It's been nice.
Fantastic. I mean, honestly, the Hangman is the heart and soul at this point, to a certain degree. Everything he touches, the Swerve Strickland feud. Sell you? I mean, what else?
Sell me.
Every single time he's the most passionate. He's getting yelled. He's the most fiery when it comes to any one of his promos type deal. I mean, he has probably the best moveset in AEW type deal.
It's Logan Paul's moveset.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, my apologies. I mean, he shows the most passion anytime, and like I said, he goes from, I like the story arc that Paige has brought.
I need to see more.
Okay.
I don't like from him. I want him to do a promo, and it's the same way with MJF right now. To me, you're yelling too much. You're yelling too much.
That's, I don't know.
Use your tones, bro. Tell the story.
He is. Yes, he is.
He yells constantly.
No, he does not. He's not Michael Cole up there. But speaking of Michael Cole, like I said, he was on Impulsive, gives this just awful answer to this question. And again, makes me, as a wrestling fan, makes me lose even more respect for the biggest wrestling company on the planet.
Your opinion.
Yeah. Sure. Netflix understands we are a storytelling entity first. We're not professional wrestling anymore. We haven't been for many years. We are an entertainment product. We need stories so our fans can emotionally invest in our characters. Why do they hate Logan Paul? Because he's a cocky prick, right? As a character. I mean, no, they hate him because he's just an awful person and he's a criminal. But that's besides the point. So I counter it with, you're an entertainment product, you want to have an emotional investment, watch a movie. Sheamus said that. Why not watch a movie? If you want your storylines. What?
It's what WWE's always been.
Yeah.
It's been a soap opera.
Yeah. Like I said, it's all my children from 360 degrees. There we go.
It's had better wrestling in the last year and a half to 2 years.
Yeah, it's only taken 2 decades for them to finally get it right.
Who was the owner before that?
Okay.
Just saying. When you have proper leadership, proper things get done.
Hey, are we going to sit here and really just praise Triple H for his booking? He hasn't done very much anything.
Nah.
He has three storylines. Any mid-carder is drowning at this point. Drowning. If you aren't a part of the bloodline, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, or McIntyre, you are drowning right now. There's nothing. Oh, sorry, Penta. Sorry, you can be Penta. That's about it.
SmackDown is mid-card.
Yeah, it's very mid. It's mid all the way around.
We'll see.
And then they got to again have to life preserver. Here comes The Rock on Friday night. Jim Cornette reacts to a rumor of himself returning to WWE, but confirmed on his own podcast that, well, that's not really a plan. That's not really going to happen. So,
there was speculation that he was going to be part of the Hall of Fame class.
Yes.
Which led to them going, well, maybe they'll bring him back.
Yeah, and I mean,
they wouldn't let him near an open mic if they paid him $1 million.
Yeah, no, because he'll bury basically everybody like he already does on his podcast. So, like I said, I thought it was kind of funny, kind of interesting that like one of those things where these reporters make this story, but they never came in contact with Jim Cornette. So it was kind of interesting from the get go. So like I said, I just thought that was interesting to see overall. Yeah, anything else to pull back from? Do you want to see Jim Cornette in any sort of way?
I think he deserves to be in a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I suppose. He's also, like I said,
he's one of the he's top 5 greatest managers of all time.
Yeah, I mean, can't take that away from him.
Bobby Heenan, Paul Heyman, Paul Ellering. Go to break, man. Go to break. I can't. Stop. Just stop, Frankie.
Oh.
You and your top 10s. Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I'm seeing stars.
Oh.
Holy. Okay. Yes. All right. Jim Cornette. Okay. I think it's just so funny that he's also just made fun of the Hall of Fame and brought it down to just micro size, and then they're gonna put him into it, and he'll turn around and say how great it is. So
that's why they probably won't ask him.
Yeah, exactly. Quickly, let me see. The WWE 2K soundtrack was unveiled. Nothing too crazy, but I just wanted to throw the question out to you. Did you ever play any of those games?
I always came out to Taz's theme.
Okay, I was just gonna ask you.
I love Taz's theme.
Do you have a favorite, okay, yeah, they kind of just answered it then. I was just going to ask, do you have a favorite theme song or song, like, 3 Days Grace has one on there, or like Chevelle, the popular song like that? Okay. No. Okay. All right, there you go. Well, speaking of music really quick, before we get on out of here, Cody Rhodes' favorite band, Our Lady Peace, do you know the band, Our Lady Peace? Played the song Whatever, after a 22-year hiatus. Do you know why? That is Chris Benoit's theme song. Oh. And they played it live for the first time in 22 years over in Calgary, which some were speculating like, hey, relax. You don't want to summon him out of nowhere. Don't do that. But just...
He'd summon his son because his son's a hell of a wrestler.
Exactly. But I just thought, in my mind, if I'm a wrestling fan and I'm at an Our Lady Peace show and they hear... I'm immediately getting chills and like, what's going on here? So, fair or foul, Our Lady Peace playing that song?
Take out the personal, focus on the professional wrestling. Chris Benoit is top 5 greatest professional wrestlers.
Yeah, it's really hard to argue, honestly.
I'm just saying.
That's a tough one for sure. Anything else on the WWE side of things?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
For sure. Anything?
I got to talk about my girlfriend.
I got a question for you, David. Vic Joseph was on SmackDown last week. What are your thoughts, and should
Phenomenal.
he maybe take over for
No.
Tessitore?
I like Joe.
I do too.
He gives a different vibe than Michael Cole does. Joe Tessitore is a professional broadcaster. And the more he does this, the better. He's already leaps and bounds better than he was night one.
Yeah.
So the more he does it, the better his inflection is exponentially better than it was day one.
Yeah.
He's gotten very, very good in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, you were throwing like, should it be him or Tessitore? I think it should be Vic Joseph over Cole. Get him out of there.
Yeah, I think Cole should. I think Cole should take more of a management.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good dudes out there right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. One of them's in NXT right now. Two of them are in NXT.
Get Corey out of there.
Yeah,
Free
come on,
Corey.
Come on, let Corey come back to SmackDown.
Can we go Graves robbing or something? Can we come up with something
Hashtag
like that?
free Graves.
Yeah, there we go. Well, in that sense, we'll go ahead, take a quick breather. What did I say?
Hashtag free Graves.
Make it work.
I'm just saying.
There we go. Well, when we return, talk a little AEW, get a little Grand Slam recap underneath our belt right here on Bad Karma Wrestling.
Hey, watch your mouth. Wine. I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste is second to none. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah!
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel!
and David Double D Dykstra.
BK Dub.
BK Dub.
In the building.
I'm just getting over the Mr. Fuji thing, man.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment.
Just a little bit on that one. Well, we're back here at our regulation-sized desk
Oh, Jesus Christ.
for talking to AEW. Exactly right. Like I said, we didn't need to, no logistics here. We didn't need to send anything out anywhere else. We should do a remote from, like, I don't know, Brisbane or, no, I don't have
Yeah, let me get into petty cash on that one.
So, no, I'm sorry. I don't even have a passport, so that sounds like a 6-month adventure at this point.
I'll put you in a luggage bag.
Oh, there we go. That sounds good. But there we go. Exactly right. Grand Slam Australia to recap here. Overall, just comments, questions, concerns. I thought it was a fine show. Thought it was annoying that I had to wait through All-Star Weekend festivities to get to it, but
What are you talking about? That was enthralling stuff over the weekend.
yeah, Mac McClung, Victor Wembanyama, and Chris Paul just chucking up stuff during a skills competition.
That was good stuff.
There we go.
That was good stuff.
Better stuff, though, was Omega and Will Ospreay opening up against Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita. Solid match to start off with, and Omega and Ospreay get the win after the elbow off the top rope into a I can't even think of the name, but into Omega's finisher. He gets the 1-2-3 over Takeshita. Solid way to start it off, and I think that was a good idea for Tony Khan to start off the episode with that tag team in general.
It's going to get it over immediately.
Yes.
So, yeah, of course.
And that was the idea. Tony Khan put it out there. He said, I wanted to give the audience, maybe, the NBA audience, for some that were trickling over, not changing the channel just yet, give them a new idea of wrestling and what is to come. So thought that was solid. Again, pushes it along the storyline. And again, just another one-up that Omega and Ospreay have over the Don Callis family. So we'll see how that goes. Later on, Mercedes Moné took on Harley Cameron, and thought this was, not the best match, but Harley Cameron put on a fine show right there in general. Mercedes Moné retains, but we get the best screen cap now of Harley Cameron and that puppet with the angry eyes.
Nothing on that match.
You got nothing.
Nada.
All righty.
I mean, the puppet's hilarious. It's a great gimmick.
It's a good gimmick to get over.
But now that's over, what are you doing with the puppet?
I'm sure she'll still find some sort of way to linger on with that and so, to be in the scenes a little bit. From 5-star matches to puppets. I don't know if there was there. Would you consider anything that night a 5-star match? Omega. Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I'd give it a 4.75.
I mean, you're just pulling hairs.
No. To me, a 5-star match is a match that goes off flawlessly.
Yeah.
No oopsie doodles, no missed spots, and there were a couple missed spots. And don't get me wrong, it was because they were trying to go big.
Yeah.
And I get that. But if all those missed spots, I think there were like 2 or 3. If those missed spots hit, heck yeah, I'd give it 5 stars.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm looking. When people talk 5-star or 6-star or whatever you want to give it, I'm talking about matches that go off seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And also just to dive in, because that was also a little bit of some arguments being made throughout the week on the wrestling community was, 5 stars, I can't pay my mortgage in 5-star matches. You can, because all the guys that have top 5 or 5-star matches are all some of the highest paid wrestlers currently in the game. So I don't know. Again, just pay attention for 5 seconds. Don't be ignorant. My phone fell for the second time out of these pants. But it is what it is. Death Riders went ahead and beat Adam Copeland, just Cope, and Jay White in a Brisbane brawl.
This is not a good match.
No.
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't really.
It lacked cohesiveness. This whole Cope Moxley thing has lacked cohesiveness.
Okay.
Like he's chasing Mox. Mox is constantly just yelling for no reason whatsoever. This is my house. This is my ring. You're my. I'm like, what are we doing?
I did really like the promo that he had the other week, which he's just like, I decide whether or not I'm gonna break your neck or not. I'm like, damn, that's pretty intense.
Sometimes he has gold. He really does. Other times he's way off. It just seems this whole build up to him facing Cope at Revolution seems disjointed to me.
A little bit. Yeah, the Death Riders' whole arc right now, it's kind of not confusing. It's
a figurehead. They're trying to change AEW you need to have a figurehead. And this is no offense to Mox. Mox is not a great promo guy.
No, he's not.
Get yourself a talking head. Get yourself a guy like Don Callis.
Yeah.
That could come out there and just go.
I mean, you need to find his version of an MVP to represent your squad to come on out there.
I thought it was Shane O'Mac. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, oops indeed. We'll get to him in just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, guys.
How about Australia singing Cope's theme song? That was pretty sick.
That was
too.
good.
That was awesome.
That was the sickest part of that match.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That was the sickest part of that match. And then he steals Abyss's
the
spike thing.
Yeah.
It's completely stolen from Abyss. And Mick Foley.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's just like a murder weapon. So, yeah, it's just, I guess if anything, he probably just took it from, like, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre type deal. Yeah, like I said, we'll see how that looks. And then, honestly, with the Death Riders getting the win, that, for me, that might indicate that maybe Cope gets that win at Revolution. We'll see how that goes.
They really going to put...
They can put the title on him for 5 minutes, and then Christian's going to come out and cash in that little contract that he has and beat him.
Please, God, not a Christian and Cope feud.
I don't think you're going to get a full-on feud.
I don't want it. No one wants it. No one wants Christian Cage.
I don't know. I disagree. I like Christian Cage.
One of the stiffest workers in the business. Bar none.
Does anyone complain about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Plenty of wrestlers have complained about it. He's stiff.
Sure. Okay.
Watch him wrestle. There's no fluidity to him at all.
Yeah. I do him being on this past week with the Patriarch, and then on the opposite end was the Ops with Samoa Joe, Hook.
I don't know how I feel about that name.
Why not?
It's
a great name.
It could have been so much more. It could have been so much more.
I suppose, but I mean, you're not going too crazy. You're not giving them a crazy abbreviation. They're not like the one faction on AEW or WWE.
And for the love of God, give dude his freaking phone back.
Oh, Shibata?
Give Shibata his phone back.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That was probably one of the best things. But I mean, kind of like I said, it was kind of interesting seeing like, Samoa Joe and Christian Cage in a 6-man. And they used to have wars back in the day in TNA, so I thought that was kind of like, all right, as time changes, you see like, he's finally they're putting over 4 younger guys in this sense, but not Shibata.
I have one big issue with Dynamite from Wednesday.
Sure. We'll quickly
finish.
Okada retains over Buddy Matthews. I thought this was probably one of the better matches.
Listen,
obviously.
I'm gonna say this right now. If no one's seen it, Buddy Matthews turned his ankle getting into the ring so hard.
Yes.
So hard.
Yes.
And you wouldn't have known watching that match.
No.
Dude's a stud.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Come back to WWE, please.
No, stay where wrestling matters. Toni Storm went ahead and wins the AEW Women's World Championship from Mariah May.
So happy. So happy.
I know, this is great.
You did Jack with it, Mariah May. Jack. And in the, 5 days that she's had the title, it's more relevant than it's been the whole time Mariah May was holding it.
Yes.
It's sad.
I thought that was a great showing. It was kind of fitting that AEW Dynamite was in a theater this week, and she comes out to exactly that. Comes out to a stage, walks out there, gives her promo, was flawless, was absolutely great. And then exactly right. Just in the short amount of time, you're like, all right, this title already means something once again. So that was fantastic. Just another great performance right then and there. And then also plugs her movie. Love that too. We can go see
the breaking of the fourth wall.
Yes, exactly
beautiful.
right.
It was nice.
But yeah, honestly, I'll dip into that really quick. What was your takeaway from Dynamite? What was your big thing? Because I mean, I liked the visual of it. I liked the theater aspect of it.
Don't get me wrong. I liked Dynamite this week. There were some solid matches. Here's my one big problem. Is is Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang not a thing anymore?
I think they're
Like,
really waiting for Juice Robinson to get better.
legitimately, like, get surrounded by the Death Riders and none of them come out. None of them. I understand Juice. It's concussion, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
He got better and then he got concussed.
The Guns have been hurt since the Hurt Syndicate hurt them. Well, not hurt, but they've been out since the Hurt Syndicate beat them up, type deal.
Whatever. It didn't make sense to me. If you're gonna have all those people, sure, Cope and Switchblade are gonna take care of all 5 of them.
Well,
I'm waiting for Beth Phoenix to show up.
The worst run-in of the week goes to, well, not them, but it goes to Thunder Rosa. I don't know if you saw that one. That was atrocious.
Yeah, what was that?
I really don't know. That looked awkward as all hell.
I think they were supposed to get out of the ring and they didn't.
Probably.
And Thunder Rosa's like, get the out of the ring.
And at that point, if I'm Thunder Rosa, I'm just going to swing the chair. Like, you got to know, like, all right, if you're not going to do your part, I'm going to mess you up.
I don't know how I feel about this Bane chick.
Yeah, which
lady,
I would,
woman.
Yeah, kind of been a slow build, and I really didn't know all too much about her beforehand. So being thrown in right away and then brought up to me is like, oh, she's something to care about. I'm like, okay. It's not like
then getting over on stats.
Yeah, that was what, clean.
No,
was it clean? No,
no, it was not.
Okay,
Penelope Cruz.
That's what I thought.
Or Penelope Ford.
Yeah.
Sorry, Penelope Cruz.
Was this 2005? What are we doing?
Oh
my goodness.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah,
Ford.
Yeah. Adolescent WWE coming out. She's on Penelope Cruz.
Okay, we also have to talk about this promo too.
Yeah.
You and I are going to debate on the MJF and Hangman one. I thought it went probably about 5 minutes too long.
No, that sounds about right.
And when they did interact, it was solid, and Hangman actually was a little bit more of a character than he has been for months. The one that killed me was Nana and Ricochet. Good God. It didn't get good until he leaned in and goes, take it from me.
Yeah. But do you know the significance of that jacket?
Yes, they explained it very well. I understand that. I get that. But if you have 2 guys that aren't good at promos, doing promos, it's not going to work.
Okay.
And for all that it is, before Nana came out there, he was dying, saying the same over and over again.
Like I said, I thought Ricochet, not giving him any awards off the top of the dome, but he's getting a little bit better in that sense where he's like, oh, I did come in AEW and I kicked basically everyone's ass. He'd rattle off the names that they did. Yeah, I like that, honestly. I like that. I don't know.
It is kind of a hand to the face kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
but his look is crazy looking.
I want the American Psycho version.
That's what we're kind of getting.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I didn't see that in that promo.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go American Psycho with it, kind of have that edge to you.
Yeah.
When you're talking.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
hip to be
exactly. Like if you're talking and then just do it flat and then say something ridiculous or you were rattling off those names, then end it with the then it gets a little creepy.
Yeah. I can see that, yeah. Just starts doing some facts about the Hugh Lewis in the news or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically the takeaway from this week's Dynamite. Not too bad across the board. There's definitely some spots that can get a little bit better. Internet wrestling community, they ran wild with something that I may mention too that I was joking about earlier, the 16x16 ring, something or nothing, truly.
First off, let's be very real. to transport an actual AEW ring to Australia probably cost a fortune.
Yeah,
These
I mean,
might be
logistically, it just makes no sense.
These might be the actual rings that they use in Australia.
Yeah.
Because
From what the story is that this was, gifted or borrowed from an indie promotion in Australia from a connection that Kyle Fletcher had apparently.
Great. And if no one noticed, yeah, it was smaller, but it also looked like they were wrestling on a trampoline for a little bit.
Oh yeah, you told me that. You thought it was a little springy.
The spring on that. Go back and watch the first match and see how springy that mat is.
Yeah.
It is insane. I was like, all right, who's got the shock absorbers underneath the?
There we go.
Underneath the ring.
Like this is at it used to be a trampoline place. I forgot what it was called, like Zero Gravity or something like that.
Still there.
Yeah.
Still around. Trampoline parks.
Yeah. But overall, yeah.
Ex-girlfriend blew out her knee at one.
Oh,
it was
yikes.
nice.
Yikes.
Yeah, at my daughter's birthday party.
But I mean, to the extent of my reaction to that was I'm texting Scotty while we were watching. I just go, the ring looks small, and he just goes, yeah, it does, and that was the end of it. That was literally the end of it. Like that should be as far as that conversation goes. The fact that the wrestling people went crazy for this just again goes to show little to nothing going on in their lives that they have to bring that up, and just also. They counter it with, well, when WWE had to bring the Elimination Chamber, they fought off pirates. Why does AEW have to fight off pirates to gain credibility? Like, it doesn't make sense.
First
Just
off,
make it logistically like it doesn't. Yeah.
Let's be very real when we say this. There's WWE money, and then there's everybody else.
Yes.
They can hire premium security to take them through the crappy areas where pirates try to take over ships.
Yeah. That'd also be my counters. Exactly right. If you're,
I wonder if they went. Oh, are you ready, kids?
it was Paul Burchill trying to get the ring back.
PCO had a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's continue on down the line. With some people leaving AEW, like I said, with Ricky Saints, Ricky Starks, Miro, and Aleister Black, all leaving. Malachi.
Until further notice.
Speedball Mike Bailey, possibly making his AEW debut soon. From what I understand, the reports are that he's trying to get his work visa through AEW.
Canadian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I believe so.
That's the only thing I could think of. I was like, is Speedball Canadian?
Well, that's where the speed comes in. No, I'm just kidding. Speedball Mike Bailey coming in through that end. I was just kind of going to make the point, Penta leaves, Bandito gets a push. Malachi leaves, Speedball going to come in, and then Miro leaves, and then with the possibility of maybe Jeff Cobb coming in. I think that's a nice, 3 leave, 3 enter type deal.
Can you really call being the ROH heavyweight champion eventually a push for Bandito, though?
That's where he wanted to go. He likes that realm. So I think that'd be a good deal for him.
Speedball's never going to be anything more than a mid.
Yeah, he'll be like Darby Allin status, but
Jeff Cobb could. I'm a huge fan of Jeff Cobb.
Yes,
he could do pretty much anything he wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd be cool with it.
Yeah.
And as long as he doesn't join the Don Callis family.
Also, anything with Gabe Kidd coming in on for Collision.
That'll be interesting.
After
Let's see
buried AEW.
Got a huge pop when they showed it on the screen.
Yeah, they sure did. So that'd be huge for them for sure. Going also down the line for AEW. They later announced in the Dynamite episode when they were in Arizona that Double or Nothing is going to return, or excuse me, AEW is going to return with Double or Nothing there in Arizona. You said you weren't a fan of it. Why not?
Not a fan. There's just unless they're going to do it in a casino in Arizona.
Okay, yeah.
That's the whole premise of Double or Nothing.
I'm gonna actually look. I jokingly asked you that during the break, but is gambling legal?
I do believe it is. I do believe most states. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes, it is legal to gamble in Arizona.
Because Nick Costos.
Yeah.
The man, when he does his reads, he has to do one for Arizona. So.
Does a number of different ways, gambling mediums. Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Good for them. Good for them. I thought.
So
they were just
if they do it
desert.
from a casino there, that'd be okay.
That'd be fun. That'd be fine. Like I said, with with AEW, with Double or Nothing being their WrestleMania, I don't think it's not gonna. The card isn't gonna be anything.
Do you want to predict main event?
Do you have an idea?
I got an idea.
I mean, I can't think of anybody from Arizona in AEW that would probably. Who do you got?
I think it's going to be Hangman versus Mox
for the title. Okay. I mean, like I said,
there's something brewing with Hangman. You know what I'm saying? Like where he's going to become the leader of AEW and the Elite's going to reform.
I mean, is that
I'm saying?
Is that not what I was kind of mentioning in the first segment when it's everything he's doing just he touches turns to gold type deal when it comes to AEW? So
I don't know if everything does, but a majority of it does.
Yeah, I might be exaggerating.
Everybody has their misses.
Yeah, of course. What do we got?
I want to just touch on something you just said. Would you say that Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania?
Yes.
Because back here we're saying it's more so All In.
Well, they make Double or Nothing their WrestleMania because after Double or Nothing happens, that's when everything resets. That's when all the records reset. That's when the season they'll become I don't know what they're on. If they're on season 2 right now, after Double or Nothing is done, it'll be season 3.
I would call All Out, or is it All In?
All In is the one they would have in Brit in
I would call All
London.
In probably your Royal Rumble.
Yeah, with Revolution being one of them, Full Gear. I mean they only have 6 or 8 pay-per-views, so it's hard to say they have a big 4. So but obviously Double or Nothing, All Out, All In, Full Gear, and then probably Revolution is their big 4. Because that's their original 4.
Yeah. Forbidden Door.
Oh yeah, Forbidden Door kind of becoming their big one for sure.
Becoming their Money in the Bank.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds about right. But like I said, I think I really like the visuals from this Dynamite episode. I liked how the theater looked. I just overall how the smaller venues have been panning out for AEW has been good. The crowd is much more ruckus and involved, and I think that is a better formula for AEW. Finally, this one was maybe the biggest one, but saved it for last because I think it's the juiciest one. Tony Khan, according to Jonathan Coachman on his podcast, went ahead and said that he ghosted Shane McMahon. TK ghosted Shane McMahon after the reports that Shane McMahon wanted equity. He wanted to essentially run everything, and he wanted to start booking TV right away, under the impression that TK knew that, well, Shane McMahon really didn't know anything about the product, what was going on, any of the current storylines. So he said no. He said, no thanks, bud. Not going to do that one, brother.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say squat.
Exactly right.
Let's be very real here. This is a McMahon being a McMahon.
Yeah.
Entitlement galore coming off of. And once again, the absolute heat that he has in WWE from the debacle that was, what was it, the 2024 or the 2023? 2022? 2022 Royal Rumble, where he was the producer of it, and he did everything that he could to get himself over in that Rumble.
Yikes. Yeah.
Shane.
I mean, it's
the proverbial grapefruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. Though people will probably focus on the ghosted part and be like, "Oh, again, TK being unprofessional," but this is probably the most hey, TK has a spine. He basically just said no to a McMahon.
He's small, but yeah. he's like one of those little yapping dogs that will bite your ankle if you get near his property.
Are we putting Scrappy Doo label on TK?
Ooh, that is a great one. Yeah, Scrappy Doo. TK is Scrappy Doo.
Hit you with the Moxley power.
Put him up.
Hit you with the strong style. So there we go. I think if it was a ghosting or maybe standing up to oh, this is bad. Let me just not deal with this. That's fine with me. That's good. So yeah, because that picture emerged, and then it was all of the news, all of the word, and then nothing. So it kind of makes sense that this was the output from this meeting. So there you go. Anything else to take a crack at AEW wise? Anything?
Unfortunately, we got to get to Scotty.
Anything sticking at your craw?
Scotty.
Fair enough. So there you go. When we return, we enter Scotty's world and a little bit of WrestleMania preview already when we return.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation or to purchase a framed naked clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Psst. Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With No Gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
And David Double D Dykstra.
Don't you love these chairs? Don't you love
Just
that?
lounging, dude.
Put these bad boys in here. Lean
back.
Lean back as I watch my programs.
All right, we got to get to Scotty.
Exactly right. Bad Karma Wrestling. No Gimmick Nick Johnson. Double D David Dykstra in the building.
Double D Dykstra, I like that.
Yeah. But we're here talking some rumored WrestleMania matches across the board. Scotty, you gathered these from all different sources, Twitter pages. What are we looking at?
So, Nick, you can kind of just read them through at the
sure
pace you guys
can.
want, but these are just some
You read 'em,
matches
sir.
that are being talked about, backstage and what we could see for WrestleMania programs because there's not that many. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors right now for a lot of people.
Gotcha.
They have, from what I've heard, they have the main events in place. They're just trying to figure out what the mid card's going to be.
It's going to be an 8-man tag team. It's going to be 4 tag teams for the tag titles, and DIY is going to retain.
They probably have it down, David. But what I'm saying is, if you were to watch Raw and SmackDown.
No, the rumor is they're still shuffling.
Well, yeah. And if you watch Raw and SmackDown.
What did I tell you, man?
Now it's here. Okay, so we have April 19th. We got two months? 2 months until?
Yeah, we got to figure out, are we going to do a watch party from somebody's house?
Or a big thing again. Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to do a big thing. Because it is Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true. It's a 2-day.
I'd have to take both days off, and I'm already going to be out the week before.
Well, if anything, maybe we'll pick we can definitely get together for the bigger night, whichever we deem as the bigger night for sure. Excuse me. But looking at these, let's see. According to WrestleVotes Backstage Pass, they have Jacob Fatu going up against Solo Sikoa. So in a matter of 2 months, he's going to go from I love you, Solo, to I hate you, Solo?
He hasn't said it in a long time.
He hasn't said it in a long time.
There's only one way that I want this to go down, if it does go down.
Sure.
Tribal combat.
Yeah, it would have to be. It'd have to be a no disqualifications tribal combat match.
Just let Jacob go nuts.
Yeah, and it would have to. I would personally. I wouldn't want to see Solo put any offense up. Just have Jacob brutalize him for 10 minutes.
Annihilate him.
Yeah. for 10 straight
And then
minutes.
Solo crawls back to Roman and asks forgiveness.
Yes, exactly right.
So are you saying you want to see it, or are you like?
I'd be down as long as it's something very physical.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm gonna be fine with anything with Jacob Fatu. I'm not entirely sold on Solo and how he, puts matches together. I think he's a little clunky. But yeah, they would really need to give you a good reason to go from "I love you" Solo to "I hate you" Solo in a quick amount of time. So maybe you would have to make Solo do something just so dastardly that he makes Jacob go full 180. So we'll see how it goes. I don't hate it. If that means anything to anybody. Next up, we got two former Bullet Club leaders, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and this is according to Wrestle Votes and Backstage Pass.
Only if this is for the leadership of Judgment Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Plain and simple. That's all I want. I want AJ to have a faction that he can actually wrap his head around and have be there.
Well, the Good Brothers are gone. No Carl Anderson. No Festus out there. No Luke Gallows.
They're where they belong.
Yeah.
They belong in New Japan.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Kroger, but yeah.
No,
sure.
they belong in New Japan.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. They're just super over.
It's where they
over
made
there.
their bones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're super over there for a good reason. But I would prefer Finn Balor, actually getting a title run or any sort of ways. But that ship has long which sailed. So again, I think they would put together a great match. So I like this.
Yeah, no arguments.
A fatal 4-way. I would guess for the title. Does that matter?
Yes.
For the IC title.
Would be for the IC title.
This one also has AJ Styles in it, but of course Braun Breaker, the current IC title holder, AJ Styles, Sheamus, and Penta. This is according to WrestleLamia.
Hate it.
Why is that?
I want Breaker Sheamus 1-on-1.
Yeah.
That if they're going to have Sheamus win the IC title, which would be the only reason that he's in the match, it needs to be a 1-on-1 match where they go.
People are getting, fantasy bookers, maybe including myself also, are getting a little too excited with the multi-man match, especially in WWE, where they say, we'd agreed upon this, where
they're killing it with the triple threats.
Triple threats are their bread and butter at this point. That's where they shine the brightest. You can't. Not everything can be a triple threat fatal 4-way. So let's have these guys actually showcase what they can do. I think I'm sinking. By the way,
I'll give you one.
Okay.
I'll give you. You have Penta in there.
Yes.
We just read something online that TKO has bought the rights to Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Why not do like a Lucha fatal 4-way?
Yeah.
Penta, Ray, Dragon.
I mean, personally, for WrestleMania, I want to see, just because I'm selfish, and he doesn't need it, if it had zero storyline, if you just threw it in the very next day, I wouldn't care. I want to see Penta tag team with Ray, and then he go against anybody. I don't care.
I wouldn't be. You could do a 6-man.
Yeah.
All luchadors.
If you want to have it, if it needs to be storyline driven, fine. Have it be Penta and Ray versus Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor or Carlito or something like that.
I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Or if you really wanted to do it right, Penta, Ray, and Dragon Lee versus the All Americans.
Okay. Yeah. Because Chad Gable's he can't
down in the dark.
That'd be good too. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I wonder if they're going to bring back what's his name from Lucha Underground, the boss.
Oh no, I didn't see. I wouldn't know.
That's who's training Chad Gable. How amazing would that be?
So many layers. Love it.
So good. But anyway.
Yeah.
Can I throw out something for this one real quick?
Yeah.
A lot of people reacting to this would. I agree. I think it needs to be that one-on-one match for Sheamus, but you haven't had a ladder match for the IC title in a couple WrestleManias, and it was a staple for a while.
There's a reason why. Bryan Danielson almost died. Moxley almost died. And Zack Ryder won it. I mean, end of story.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Matt won it.
Yeah, true.
Cordona.
Speaking of Penta, really quick, did you see what he disclosed on Sheamus's YouTube show?
Yeah, he's working with a torn bicep.
He's been working with a torn bicep for 3 years. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a beast. Well,
Zero miedo.
here's the other angle that could happen. You know, there's rumored to be like a triple threat or a fatal four-way for the tag team titles.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be a surprise moment for the Lucha Bros?
That could be the case too.
And they win the titles right then and there?
Yeah.
I've heard he might already be released and they're just not saying it yet.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Going down the line, before we jump in anything else, a triple threat from PW Insider has
all day, every
Reigns,
day.
Punk, and Rollins. We've talked about this multiple times, yes.
All day. Because this gives every single one of those guys that get blown up super fast, except for Rollins.
Yes.
Their moment on the outside to breathe.
100%. And this could be where, you see Reigns and Rollins are going to have the match, and then, CM Punk gets his favor played
because
into.
it's supposed to be the main event of the first night.
Yeah, which again, I hope Rock says, nah, I'm in the main event both nights. Sorry, Punk, you're done.
Rock ain't main event.
I know, he's not coming. He's not doing anything.
You know what? Can I throw out something real quick?
Sure.
The idea of Jey Uso and Gunther not being the main event.
Waste of a Royal Rumble.
It's going to be the main event in night 2.
It's
going to be the main event in night 2.
Worth night 2.
Stop.
Night 1 at most.
Once again, we're going to have this argument. Who is more over than Jey Uso? When The Undertaker says there is no one bigger and more over than Jey Uso right now in the company, that includes John Cena, that includes CM Punk, that includes Cody Rhodes. Sorry.
I've heard the argument that Gunther might be having a better title run than Cody Rhodes.
It's debatable.
Yeah.
It's a debatable thing.
Yeah. Like I said,
the story's been built too much for it not to be the main event in night 2.
It would be. I mean, I say this now, and I don't know if that would even be true. Like, it could be a merchandise catastrophe if you turned heel with Cody Rhodes, but then you get a guy like myself, like, oh, he's finally turning heel. He's gonna do something cool. I'll buy his shirt. So for every kid that loses out on a T-shirt for Cody Rhodes being a face, have him turn heel, and he can still probably meet the same amount of money if that's the thing. I don't really know.
I really like this women's title one.
Yeah, women's tag team titles: Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. This is from BR Wrestling.
Please.
Morgan and Raquel going in as tag champs,
which
I
think
do have
is
a match
happen
on Monday.
Yeah, that would definitely be the case for sure.
I think this is where Jade Cargill shows up and says it wasn't them, it was Naomi.
Yeah, that's we saw that too. We finally see that was something we.
No, I don't think it's Bianca.
It'd be so hard to put Bianca as a heel.
I think if they turn Bianca heel, there's a new faction coming with her and her husband and the other dude in Dawkins. Thank you.
There we go.
I wanted to go Doggins, and I knew that wasn't right.
We would have got there. We would have got there for sure. I like this, and I love the idea of putting Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross. That again, it sets up the idea that Alexa Bliss is now the head of the Wyatt Six or something.
Yes,
like
please.
That, so in some sort of
At
way.
least until Uncle Howdy gets.
Even if Uncle Howdy comes back, that's not. I still don't feel like
Alexa's
that's
way
save
better.
it.
Yeah, by far. But I'm just saying.
Yes, put Alexa as the helm, have her do her promos and bits, and people will enjoy it. Next up, second to last one we got Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair per Fightful.
No,
apparently this one's being talked about a lot backstage.
Yeah, she's the favorite to win the Elimination Chamber. It's stupid. They're gonna have a great match. It's gonna be a great match, but I want fresh blood.
Yeah, I feel like Bianca's being shoehorned in here for no particular reason.
Fresh blood.
Yeah.
I want somebody. Hey, here's a thought. Becky Lynch just signed her new contract. Who wouldn't want to watch Becky and Rhea going at it?
That'd be fun.
I'm
for
just
sure.
saying.
Even a guy like me who saw Roxanne Perez at the Rumble, and maybe that was your first exposure, you're like, okay, even that's something different. That's something I would much rather see. That's fine with that. Finally, actually one that's not too far out of the woodworks. Let's see, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
I'm gonna call that for the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah, it could be the case. Like we mentioned, even though the Judgment Day is no more, Karrion Kross still getting somewhat of a
Neither is
push.
Final Testament.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The Final Testament, no longer a thing, but Karrion Kross still getting a decent push. Sami Zayn, he's in like 5 different storylines, so this gets still.
It's weird how many storylines he's involved with right now.
And again, just another like Vince McMahon type thing where you see the same guy sprout off and all throughout the same episode of Raw, but I digress. Yes, like I said, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. It could be a good match. Like I said, Karrion Kross, very underrated.
It's not official. It's unsanctioned.
Yeah, that's right.
Best line he had the whole show.
Pierce?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I was kind of getting. Were we saying that in the commercial break? Like
Adam Pearce is a terrible GM.
Yeah. Why
does
does he want that persona? I feel like he wants to be the GM that doesn't give the matches until the very end.
Because he doesn't know how to do his job. Nick Aldis would never.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nick
You
Aldis.
mean Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce?
Adam Pearce was a
Loser
jobber.
Isn't a GM.
Nick Aldis was a champion.
Adam Pearce was a CZW World Heavyweight Champion. Come on.
Give me Adam Pearce versus Nick Aldis at WrestleMania. Loser isn't a GM anymore.
I'd be okay with that.
And put Nick Aldis over, please.
But that means that the Rock's daughter would be the next one up. Ugh. No, she's awful.
No, she's good. in
I'm
NXT.
telling you
She's
right
fine
now,
in
do
NXT.
not speak ill will of her.
The monotone at the end of NXT was ridiculous.
Do not speak ill will of her.
I forgot the NXT faction, the PC faction, beat up whoever to a pulp, and she just comes and she goes, "Oh no, what happened? What is going on?"
Are you saying she doesn't have her father's acting chops?
No, she does not. They left that at the door.
She's getting better. She's getting better.
I mean,
a little bit. She was awesome in Schism. She was amazing in Schism.
Get back to that, hopefully. Like I said.
No, they're all gone.
Oh, well, right now.
It was the gritty young veterans and Joe Gacy, who's now part of the Wyatt6, and her.
Well, if we want her acting skills to improve, we're getting Fairy to the Tooth Fairy level right now. We want Fast and the Furious. That's what we want. Or Ballers? I haven't seen Ballers. Is he better
you
than
gotta watch
Ballers?
Ballers is awesome.
Walking Tall?
I love Walking Tall.
It's a good.
There's not much I don't like him in, but there's some where you go, meh.
It's a good.
Jungle Boat was not good.
Jumanji.
Jumanji was great.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen. I don't have a child to take to. Yeah. Probably. Mr. Fuji. All righty. We're gonna.
The triple possible fatal 4-way for the tag belts with Pretty Deadly, DIY, and Motor City Machine Guns. Profits could be thrown in there.
I mean, just Cena and Rhodes, Rhodes, Punk, that combination, Punk versus Rhodes, those three. They're trying to figure out if that's the combo or if it's going to be Punk involved in the Rollins and Roman. Excuse me. Yeah. And then. I mean, there has to be something with McIntyre and LA Knight or something like that.
Yeah, that's
McIntyre.
No, you know the heat that's the problem right now is Drew McIntyre was rumored to have a match versus Damian. And now they're both in the Elimination Chamber together.
Yeah, that's right.
And people hate that.
So McIntyre put up that picture of all the Army guys hanging out, and then there's the guy dressed up as a clown, and that was like the quote retweet after the poster of Elimination Chamber. I don't know who he was referring to as the clown in that one. It could have been Priest. It could have been LA Knight. I'm not quite. It could have been Punk. all in there. I thought that again. McIntyre winning
I just love the
internet.
McIntyre slap to the back of the head.
That was good. Yeah. And then finally, Goldberg.
Stop. Just stop.
Goldberg is. Yes, but he feels great and he wants to have his final match.
Well, I know he wants to have his final match.
Nobody else wants to see him have his final match, though.
Although him and Cena have never faced off.
Oh my God! I know that we're almost at the tail end. Why'd you have to jinx it?
I'm just putting it out there, bro. I'm just saying.
I know it'll never happen.
I'll give you one that I thought was very interesting.
Sure.
They had Cena losing at Elimination Chamber and being without a WrestleMania opponent. And then he goes to WrestleMania and I hear voices in my head for his final WrestleMania match would be perfect.
Yeah. If it comes out as simple as that, I could see that.
We have a mystery opponent for you. And out comes Randy. Be perfect.
Yeah, we haven't seen Randy for quite some time still. Final closing thoughts there, Scotty?
I got one thing. So mentioned in there the Reigns, Punk, Rollins, what could be a triple threat there. But say Reigns has another different thing he's doing. Punk is going into that triple threat with Cena and Rollins. What in the world do you do with Seth Rollins?
Logan Paul.
Again?
Yeah.
Again?
Rollins.
2 years later, you're going to do the same thing?
It's tough. Bad Bunny. Again, that would make no sense.
Would you do... Here's one that no one will talk about because they've never really wrestled on television. Seth versus Shinsuke.
Wow.
They had... Everything that I've heard, they've done house shows and tear it up in house shows.
That sounds fun. That sounds like a treat, honestly. I mean, yeah, you talk
his
about...
new gimmick's fantastic.
I haven't seen it.
He's wrestled every week since he's been back.
He hasn't wrestled since he won it.
He wrestled last week.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Go back and watch SmackDown. No, he didn't.
I would have to go on cage match, whatever. Like Barrett.
Were they watching was he watching like a... Oh, yeah, that's right, he was.
Yeah,
but he still got his entrance, which is badass.
The week before that, didn't wrestle. The week before that was the LA Knight match. That guy.
That's the U.S. title, dude.
And didn't do anything beforehand.
It's the U.S. title.
LA Knight did way more.
Oh, stop.
He even said it in his promo.
Stop.
Shinsuke's done a tenth of what I did with that U.S. title, and he's right.
Mark!
To be fair, I mean, Shinsuke's done nothing with it, but LA Knight, the only thing he did with it was have a Slim Jim. That was about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Drove the Slim Jim car.
But no, truthfully, what did LA Knight do with the title?
Carmelo,
Woo!
Santos,
Woo! Woo!
Shinsuke.
Woo!
Yeah.
But that's the thing, it's more than Shinsuke's done.
Nothing.
Okay.
Mr. Fuji over there.
Mr. Fuji would do better with the U.S. title
And Mr. Fuji over there. Greatest manager of all time, Mr. Fuji.
Exactly.
Didn't say great, man. This is Yoko, Demolition. Right. And your Demolition's so-called the top 5 tag team of all time.
Oh, my goodness.
Die!
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I think that's about it. The dinner bell has rang.
I can't.
On Bad Karma Wrestling.
He gives me an aneurysm.
Oh, my goodness. Well, next week, we have another fun extravaganza of wrestling to recap, as always, as we do here. Double D, Dykstra, David Dykstra, on the way out. Any other final thoughts, questions, concerns?
The marks are marking.
Oh, yes. The meat locker is ice cold right now. You wish. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, just the guy that opens his eyes and watches wrestling. But there you go. From everybody here.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we go, AEW, you did screw up. You screwed up. Going back to Sundays for your pay-per-views, idiocracy.
I
You
don't
should
think
keep it on Saturdays.
It's probably just a booking thing. I would think they switch back
Should
and forth.
keep it on Saturdays.
Trying.
Sorry.
Some are on Saturdays, some are on Sundays.
Sorry.
It's- yeah.
Just going to say, you need to be on Saturdays.
It's been Sunday pay-per-views for like 30 years, and then all of a sudden it's an issue.
I like them on Saturdays better.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, we're going to go ahead and sign on out of here. From everybody else, we love yous. We'll see Bad Karma Wrestling coming back next week. Better than ever, every single time. We love yous. Bye-bye.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.